enterprises. According to him, the company is expected to start operations before the end of the second quarter. And the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has urged Nigerians to rise above differences and rebuild the bridges that connect them. Senator Tinubu, in her New Year message to Nigerians, emphasized the importance of love, respect and understanding in fostering national unity. She also highlighted the need for collective efforts to create a thriving and inclusive society, as she called for a renewed commitment to building a country where every Nigerian can achieve their potential, regardless of their background, beliefs or language. The First Lady further reaffirmed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration's dedication to driving reforms aimed at unlocking Nigeria's economic potential. Similarly, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, has said that the FCT administration will do more for FCT residents in 2025. He stated this in a New Year message to residents, listing the gains of his administration in the last 12 months and promising greater focus on security, transportation, infrastructural development and others in the new year. The minister thanked residents for cooperating with the administration in implementing its policies and programs. And as Nigerians celebrate the dawn of 2025, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, has urged citizens to actively partner with the Nigerian Police Force to create a more secure and peaceful nation. The IGP, in a New Year statement via X by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi, reflected on the resilience of Nigerians in the face of last year's challenges and reaffirmed his commitment to a more people-centric approach to policing. Positioning Nigerians as vital partners in the fight against insecurity, Egbetokun emphasized the need for vigilance and communication. Hence, he called for collaboration and urged Nigerians to report suspicious activities and maintain open communication channels with law enforcement agencies. Meanwhile, operatives of the Federal Capital Territory Police Command has recovered a total of 409 million naira, 992,000 from criminals during various operations in 2024. This is according to the command's scorecard made available to newsmen by the command spokesperson Josephine Adem. A breakdown of the recovered sum revealed that 36,850,000 naira was recovered from kidnapping suspects, 68,552,000 naira from armed robbery suspects, 19,590,000 naira from burglary cases and 285 million naira from fraud cases, and a total of 1,426 cases were reported, leading to the arrest of 1,077 suspects. According to the scorecard, fraud cases were most reported, with 385 cases and 422 suspects arrested, followed by armed robbery with 268 cases and 132 suspects arrested. Meanwhile, disengaged police officers from course 33, 34 and 35 of the Nigeria Police Academy have appealed to President Bola Tinubu to direct the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, to comply with a National Industrial Court judgment ordering their reinstatement. The officers, who claimed they were unlawfully retired despite not reaching the statutory 35 years of service or the 60-year age limit, had challenged their disengagement at the National Industrial Court in Abuja. In April 2022, the court ruled in their favor, directing the IGP, the Police Service Commission, PSC, and the Secretary of the Police Force to reinstate them. However, the officers alleged that the judgment remains unenforced. And the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has implored government at all levels to prioritize the welfare and well-being of the citizens in 2025. This came as it insisted that the federal government should withdraw its present tax bill before the National Assembly for all key national stakeholders to be part of the process. In its New Year message to Nigerians, especially workers, President of NLC, Joe Ajaero, said organized labor would step up its battle for an an upward wage review for workers due to mitigate the high cost of living. And the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Afam Osigwe, has said that he will intensify advocacy for preserving the rule of law and human rights in 2025. Osigwe made this known in his New Year message to Nigerian lawyers, which was made available to newsmen in Lagos. According to him, the NBA under his watch will take the front seat in advancing respect for the rule of law and human rights, and will also partner security agencies to foster a more just and equitable society. While noting that the strength of the Nigerian bar lies in its unity, he urged every Nigerian lawyer to foster collaboration, dialogue, and mutual respect. The Resource Center for Human Rights and Civic Education, CRICED, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to prioritize addressing systemic inequality, institutional reforms, and the preservation of Nigeria's democracy in 2025. The organization made the appeal during a press briefing in Abuja by its executive director, Ibrahim Zikirullah, highlighting the urgency of economic recovery, wage disparity, and democratic safeguards as key issues requiring immediate government action. The briefing, which focused on the state of the nation, emphasized the need for comprehensive strategies to address Nigeria's social, political, and economic challenges. CRICED stressed the importance of empowering Nigeria's 774 local government areas as foundational platforms for economic recovery and industrial development. Hence, it called for a structured and sustainable social protection programs to replace what it described as uncoordinated and politically motivated poverty alleviation schemes. Similarly, the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, has called on Nigerians to unite to deepen democracy and build a better nation for present and future generations. National Chairman of the Council, Yusuf Dantale, in a statement highlighted the resilience of Nigerians and the urgent need to address key national issues in 2025. The Council also announced plans to intensify its roundtable discussions, bringing together stakeholders and experts to address critical national issues and propose solutions to deepen democracy, pledging to continue leading efforts to ensuring good governance, hold leaders accountable, and promote sustainable development. And the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has signed the 2025 appropriation bill into law, marking a significant milestone in the state's fiscal journey into the coming year. The bill, which was initially presented in December 2024 with an allocation of 755.6 billion naira, was revised and approved at 807 billion naira by the Imo State House of Assembly during a special sitting. This adjustment, according to the House, reflects the state's development priorities. Global Television correspondent Amarachi Ibe reports from the Government House in Owerri.
The presentation of the revised 2025 appropriation bill by the Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly, Chike Olemgbe, along with other lawmakers, set the stage for Governor Hope Uzodinma to formally sign it into law. The bill's increment to 800 billion, as explained by the House Committee on Budget and Appropriation, aims to address the critical development needs of Imo State. The Speaker of the House, Chike Olemgbe, reaffirms the Assembly's support for the governor, emphasizing the need for collaboration to drive economic growth.
On this premise, the House amended the total capital expenditure to now reach 694 billion 786 million 41,220 naira, bringing the total budget to 807 billion 888 million 41,220 naira.
With the 2025 appropriation bill now signed into law, attention shifts to its implementation. Early rollout of projects and programs is expected to ensure the state meets its development targets for the year.
So with a total budget of 807 billion for the year 2025, it means that the opportunity for growth, the opportunity for prosperity and the opportunity to create and bring into reality the new Imo State is by the corner.
From the Imo State Government House, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, investors gained 21 trillion naira in stock market boom in 2024. We shall bring you details right after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining, it is Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. And now business news. The federal government, through its finance ministry, has inaugurated the 250 billion naira of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund aimed at bridging Nigeria's housing finance gap, fostering affordable housing and stimulating economic growth. According to a statement by the Director of Information and Public Relations at the Ministry of Finance, Muhammad Manga, the initiative was announced at a signing ceremony presided over by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, at the Ministry's office in Abuja. Speaking at the event, Edun highlighted the fund's potential to addressing the challenges of housing affordability and accessibility in Nigeria. And the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, has released the Upstream Petroleum Decarbonization Template, which will become a requirement for issuing licenses and permits effective January 2025. The move is disclosed in a statement signed by the Commission's Chief Executive, Benga Komolafe, in Abuja, and is targeted at ensuring compliance with Nigeria's broader climate objectives, including its commitment to net zero by 2060. The NUPRC BUS said the decarbonization template is in line with Section 6, subsection D, G, H, I, J, and K of the Petroleum Industry Act 2020 and other provisions mandating the Commission to promote sustainability measures. And stock market investors gained over 20.994 trillion naira in the year 2024 following boom in activities which drove up the total value of shares in the Nigerian exchange to 61.912 trillion naira at the close of the year from 40.918 trillion naira at the close of 2023. The sterling performance of the Nigerian exchange was despite the high interest rates regime, which usually shifts investors' preference from equities to fixed income investment. The high interest rates regime followed 875 basis point hike in the monetary policy rate by the Central Bank of Nigeria in its quest to tame the steady rise in inflation to 34.6%, occasioned by naira depreciation, fuel subsidy removal, and other macroeconomic headwinds, resulting to sharp reduction in purchasing power of Nigerians. And now moving on to the foreign scene, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged nations to confront the pressing challenges of conflict, inequality, and climate change with urgency and unity. Guterres reflected on the difficulties of the past year while calling for decisive action in 2025 as he described the ongoing climate crisis as an alarming reality, noting that 2024 was one of the hottest years in a decade of record-breaking heat. He warned of a world in crisis marked by wars causing immense sufferings and displacement, deepening inequalities and growing mistrust. And police have said in a preliminary count that 5 people have died across Germany and a police officer was seriously injured following accidents linked to the powerful fireworks Germans traditionally set off to celebrate the New Year. Police spokesman Florian Nath said some 13 law enforcement officers were injured as a result of the accident this year, including one seriously injured. Germans celebrate the New Year with a particular intense usage of fireworks, which spurs a recurrent debate about outlawing the most powerful devices given the high number of injuries each year, as well as the pollution and noise they cause. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has vowed that his country would use 2025 to fight for an end to Russia's nearly 3-year-long invasion by any means necessary. The Ukrainian leaders address caps a difficult year for the war-battered country, which has been fending off a better resourced Russian army for nearly 3 years. An AFP analysis has shown that Ukraine lost 7 times more territory to Russia this year than in 2023 and is facing the possibility of a reduction in U.S. military and political backing when Donald Trump takes over the White House. And now moving on to the world of sports, former Super Eagles striker Brownie Daye has made a return to the Nigerian Premier League, Football League NPFL as he was unveiled by 9-time NPFL champions Eyimba after signing a contract with them for the remainder of the season. The 36-year-old Daye last played in the NPFL for the Defunct Ocean Boys in the 2006-2007 season and moved to Europe to sign for Swiss Super League club Neuchâtel Xamax in January 2008. Before this move to Switzerland, he was on trial with Dutch side Willem, but was not signed, and after 3 years with Xamax, Daye left to sign for French League One club Sochaux. Taking to his verified X handle after his unveiling ceremony by Eyimba, Daye tweeted, "No place like home." Super Eagles forward Samuel Chukwueze is expected to miss not less than 8 crucial matches after he went out injured in the Serie A match against Roma. Chukwueze was left out of Milan travelling contingent for the Supercoppa Italiana in Saudi Arabia, but following a magnetic resonance imaging MRI scan, it has now been revealed that Chukwueze would miss the whole of January. According to Milan News, the MRI scan carried out has revealed a lesion of the left femoral biceps. The Nigerian will be re-examined in 10 days and he's expected to be out for at least 1 month, meaning he would miss the whole of January. And now to the world of basketball. Harrowing footage captured a near disaster at Los Angeles International Airport when a Delta flight nearly collided with a plane carrying the Gonzaga University men's basketball team. The Gonzaga chartered Embraer ERJ-135, identified as Key Lime Air Flight 563, came to an abrupt halt just in time as Delta Flight 471 and Airbus A321 barreled down the runway and lifted off at full speed. And that's a wrap on Global Television's Midday News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Igcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Amina Jibril. Thank you for watching and have a good afternoon.